Hi guys, my name is Valentina Palladino for Ars Technica, and today I'm here with the new Samsung Gear Fit 2. It's been about two and a half years since the original Gear Fit came out, and it looks almost identical, but there are a lot of new features and a lot of internals that are different with this one that the original didn't have. A lot of these things are coming out now. Everyone's trying to make the best all-purpose device. The kicker is that this has a built-in GPS, so you don't need your phone with you, a built-in heart rate monitor, tracks all of your activity, and it is only $179. First of all, this is the 1.5-inch Super AMOLED display. It's really bright, it's really nice, and the first thing that you have here is the watch face. You can set this to be always on, and you can change the watch face. I have it set onto this cool like starry night thing, and if wherever you tap it, it'll like move the lights. It's really cool. And if you press and hold, there are a bunch of other watch faces that you can change. If you swipe, you'll start to see your fitness activities. So here you have your calories, and this is like kind of a dial showing when you were active. And when I tap on this, I like this a lot, you see a timeline of what you were doing throughout today. So as you can see, there's light activity, I was walking for a period of time. Also here you can see I recorded some workouts earlier today, and if you tap on any of them, you can see stats from them right then and there on the timeline. And you can also look back at previous days too. And there are two buttons on the side. This one on the bottom is the home button, and this one is the back button. So if we just go back, it'll take you back to the original calorie screen. And then if you keep going, this is the last activity I tracked myself. And then you have your steps. This is my step count, so I have it set to 10,000 steps per day is my goal. And you can see I've already achieved that for today. And then on the bottom, it'll show you the past week, and it'll see where if you've achieved your goal, if you went over, and the days that you didn't. How many floors you've climbed. Here's the heart rate screen. It'll tell you the most recent heart rate reading that it's taken. Every once in a while, it will take my heart rate without me asking it to. But if you tap on it, you can take a measurement yourself, and it's pretty quick. As long as you're still, it should take it within, 10 seconds. You can tap tag here and say what you were doing when you were taking this heart rate reading. So there's general resting after exercise, before exercise, and there are also some emotions here. So if you were tired, maybe it was really low, or if you're fearful, maybe it was really high. So also when you press the home button when you're on the watch screen, you'll be taken to this quick access menu. You can change the settings. There is storage on this device. You can download certain music to this and listen to it on like wireless pair of headphones. Samsung will have support for a Spotify app, which is coming in a little bit, and you'll be able to listen to playlists from Spotify if you were a subscriber. But what I really want to show you is when you go to exercise, this is what you see when you want to start an activity or start tracking an activity. So you can tap here and you can choose something to do. And there are quite a few choices: running, walking, cycling, all the, bread and butter activities any fitness tracker would have. When you are working out or when you're tracking an activity, it will automatically track your heart rate continuously, which is a really important feature. The screen is very nice and large. It's a Super AMOLED display, which is really bold and nice and bright. And there are two different sizes. I believe it's small and large. I think I have the small one. It's just slightly thinner in overall compared to the original. And on the back here, you see there's the optical heart rate monitor, and you can interchange the bands. This comes in black, blue, and pink, I believe. This is water resistant to a degree, but it's not only splash resistant, which is nice. So if you do submerge it, if it gets accidentally, if it drops accidentally in the sink or something, you won't have to worry about it. This is the newest Microsoft band, the one that came out earlier this year. And you can see there's a little bit similar, but the Gear Fit 2 is way easier to wear. It's much thinner. The band is more easily flexible. It's just a silicone band that we're used to seeing on fitness trackers. However, you can see here they have these skin sensors underneath this big bulbous raised part. It really kind of hinders the comfort when you're wearing it. And also the clasp is this pinch and release type of thing, which makes it kind of hard and annoying to adjust, in my opinion. Having used both of these devices, I do think that the Gear Fit 2 is much easier to wear. Certain activities here, which I believe are running, walking, cycling, and rowing, and elliptical, are auto-trackable. If you're doing it for more than 10 minutes, the device will automatically know what activity you're doing, and it will start tracking it. So if you were to tap, let's say, hiking, and you wanted to say what your target was, you could either do duration, distance, calories, which is, a really cool feature. But if you go back, you can see there's the location option. So you can just turn this on and off. The location feature controls the GPS. So with this green button here, that means it's on, it's default on, but you can go in here and you can just turn it off if you wanted to. Some devices take a couple minutes to grab signal when they're using their GPS, but this one does not, and the maps are pretty accurate. So there are 2 apps you can connect the Gear Fit 2 to, and one is the Samsung Gear app, which is this one, and the other one is S Health, which we will go into in a second. So the Gear app is really just kind of a control center for your Gear Fit 2. Here you can see you can add watch faces, download new ones. Probably the most important thing that you'd be able to do in the Gear app is the notification control. Gear Fit 2 can receive all of your smartphone notifications, but it is filterable. So if you go to Manage Notifications, here you can see all the apps that are compatible with the Gear Fit 2 and notifications that will go directly to your wrist. And you can also turn off the notifications altogether if you don't want anything to interrupt you, which is really nice. Now to S Health. So here you have your activity amounts at the top, and if you tap here, you'll be able to see more graphs with your daily activity and where you were. This is where I was walking earlier today. It'll show you your previous workouts and total distance that you've traveled and how many calories that you've burned. So here you have a heart rate, the duration. You can add photos if you want and notes, which is it's pretty comprehensive, and the combination of Jawbone's app and Fitbit's app. The Gear Fit 2 also tracks sleep automatically. One cool thing that Samsung added were tips, which most fitness tracker companies are trying to add something like this, rather than just giving you an information dump when you go to the app. So Microsoft has guided workouts on its band, which are really great. You can kind of follow along, and you'll be coached through a specific workout. The Gear Fit 2 doesn't have any of those, but if you go to Manage Items and you go to Programs, there are a couple of running programs that you could try to do. So if you had baby steps to 5K, this basically tells you how to train for a 5K. One thing that should be noted is that the Gear Fit 2 is only fully compatible with Samsung devices and Android devices that are running Android 4.4 or above. So unfortunately, anybody who has an iPhone as their primary smartphone will not be able to use the Gear Fit. Samsung would not say if they were going to add iOS support when I asked them, so only Android and mainly Samsung users can use this. So while the Gear Fit 2 is kind of a slight upgrade to the original Gear Fit, Samsung really packed in a lot to the second iteration of their fitness tracker. Even though it's not the most fashionable device, there are definitely more watch-like looking devices. You can wear this all day. It can substitute a regular watch if you wanted it to. So for $179, the Gear Fit 2 really does give you a lot for your money.